Hey guys, my name is Ajay from Botpress, and today I'm going to show you how you can set up your SharePoint integration to work with your Botpress bar. So let's get started. So I'm here at the Botpress studio with a very simple setup. I have a start node connected to an autonomous node with some instructions, which are instructing the autonomous node to use the KB to answer the questions that user asks. The first step that we want to do is go to the knowledge base tab and create a new knowledge base for what will be synced. So I'm just going to call this synced KB. Perfect. Now we want to copy the knowledge base ID, which could be found at the URL right here. Take a note of this. And let's continue. The next step is to install the SharePoint integration. You will find the SharePoint integration in the integrations tab, and then you would want to click on find more on the hub, and then change the visibility to public, search for SharePoint. You will find all the information about this integration, about how to get it configured and what it does in the info page. Let's install this integration. There's a number of fields in the configuration of the SharePoint integration. Keep following along with the video and I'll show you how you can populate them. First, you would need the client ID, the tenant ID, the thumbprint, and the private key. To get this information, head to your Microsoft Entra Admin Center. So let's do that. I'm here at my Microsoft Entra Admin Center. Here, I want to head on to my application sections and then the app registration. On this page, I'm going to click on a new registration, give it an appropriate name, and hit register. You will be greeted on the overview page of your app registration, and in this page, you will be able to find the client ID right here. You'll be able to find the tenant ID right here. Take a note of these two, we'll be needing them very quickly. Now what you want to do next is head to API permissions, click on add permissions, scroll down to SharePoint, click on applications permissions, and then check all the permissions under the site section and click add permissions. Once that is done, make sure you're logged in as the administrator. When you're the admin, this box should light up. Ensure that you click this button. Once it's clicked, you should see the status here turn into green check marks. Great. The next thing we want to do is upload certificates for authentication purposes. So head over to the certificates section. Here I would want to upload a certificate. For the sake of this demo, I've used self-signed certificates using the OpenSSL module. It's good for development and staging environments. Make sure you're using the right certificates for your production environments. So I'm going to upload the certificate that I have here. Give it an appropriate name. Then once it's uploaded, you should be able to see the thumbprint. Take a note of this, as you would be needing that soon. Next, I want to head back to my integration configuration. I've entered the details that I retrieved from Microsoft. For the private key, ensure you're entering the private key that you signed the certificate with. It should look something like this. Make sure you enter just the components between the begin private key and the end private key tag. Next, we will fill in the primary domain, site name, and document library fields. For this, let's go to the SharePoint site. Once you're in your SharePoint site, go to the document library that you're interested in. Here, we have all the information that we need in the URL of this site. First, your site starts with the domain name. So take a note of that, as we will be needing that. Right after the sites, you will see the name of your site. And then right after that, you should be seeing the name of your database. So let's enter this into our configuration. For the last step, enter the KB ID that we copied earlier. Once all of this is done, hit Save Configuration, and you should see a green toaster as everything went well. Great, configuration was saved successfully. Let's validate this. So now, if we go back and refresh our sync database, you should be able to see all the documents that are there in your SharePoint document library. And now, because we have it set up so that our bot answers questions from the KB, we should be able to ask a question. So let's try that out. In my sync KB, I have a bunch of documents that you can expect to find within an organization. I see there is an employee onboarding.txt, with a few steps. So let's try asking our bot about that. Great, my bot was able to answer the question using the information available in the SyncDB. Mentioned in our other video about SharePoint, this database is kept in sync with your document library in SharePoint. So any changes there will be reflected here. So your chatbot will always give you updated answer. That's it. Happy bot building.